Hey everybody, it's Margaret. I wanted to come back on this morning and do just a morning check-in because I got a lot of really nice comments and messages and emails and stuff after my my video yesterday. And so I just thought I would come on this morning. And honestly, when I thought about it, I was having a I'm doing okay moment. And then suddenly iffy. But anyway, overall doing better than yesterday for sure. But I wanted to come on and just let you guys know that. And also, my gut was like, I just want to be productive. I wanted to put share a video that was and helpful in some way, because normally that's what I like to put out. So I thought, well, I'll do some Q&A while I'm at it. But before we get started, I just wanted to share, so this morning, okay, we were talking about yesterday, and I promise if you're new to my channel, this is not always what happens on my channel, but I just want to address, I just want to share what's going on. So we were talking about what was, when you get depressed or whatever, it's tough to see your way out of it, right? And it's even tough to remember what works for you, or maybe that's the way it is for me. It's tough for me to remember when I'm in the moment what gets me out of it. And so this morning I was really, the house is a mess. So I was like, what's going to make me feel better is if I'm looking around and the apartment is not a big mess. So when we got up, we cleaned the apartment. And honestly, as I was doing that, I was like, oh yeah, that's one of the things that helps me when I'm feeling this way is having something I feel like I accomplished. So I'm just putting that out there for you guys, because a lot of you messaged or emailed and said, you know what, I'm going through this right now too. And I'm just like, what other ideas have I got? But that was one. As I was doing it, I was sweeping the floor. I was like, oh, this feels good. I can say this is something I accomplished today. Making the bed. I don't always make my bed, but when I do, it's like, okay, that's something I can, you start your day off with I did something, I accomplished something. So there's that. I'm sitting outside again. It's actually raining today, but it helped yesterday. Maybe not so much today because it's raining. I don't know. And kind of loud. Yeah, okay, so yeah, Julie says, I woke up with a great day. I hate to admit it, but it made my day brighter. I should not have to find my happiness without it. Should be from within. No, but it's true. That's another thing. I've been trying, and I've had a few people say, when are you going to take your shops off vacation mode? Well, soon. I finally, just day before yesterday, got a P.O. box here because I couldn't turn my shops back on if I didn't have a place for people, if I had a return or something like that. So I got my P.O. box changed, thankfully. But I couldn't do that until I knew what area we were living in. We're buying a house, anything can happen. But I was like, that's it, I have to put some roots down. And so I got the P.O. box. Oh, don't mess with me, bird. Don't even. You will have a face full of hot coffee. Come after me. Sorry, it's the birds, and he's yelling at me. So, yes, coffee with Margaret. If you notice, it's the same coffee mug, and the reason is we only have one coffee mug in this apartment. So we packed everything in the pot. I know I told you that yesterday. Everything went in the pot except for the little bits. Yeah, right. The birds. So, I'm looking in the chat real quick. Yeah, I'm going to talk to the guys because normally we do merch talk today, but I don't think, and I do this to them. I don't do this to them, but every now and then when I have a funk, I'm like, guys, I don't have it in me. And normally Jeff was like, whatever, let's just do it. And they always end up making me feel better. But I'm like, I'm going to tell them today, I really think I'm going to see if one of them can host it and do the show on their channel today. We'll see. So there's that. If you watch Merch Talk, I'm going to talk to them about that today. Oh my gosh, Connie. So yeah, if you are there, if you're stuck in the funk, find something that makes you feel like you accomplished something. That's the thing. And I was talking about getting my shop turned back on. So I have how I store my jewelry, and I was going to share that with you. So I figured I'll probably do it pre-recorded just because it's a mess. It would be, sorry, I'm the burp. It would be really hard for me to like, because I'm on my laptop. This is my laptop that you're watching me on, or I'm recording on rather. Sorry, that was loud. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but as I turn my shop back on, I'm going to be going through, and it's going to take time. I'm going to be doing it one listing at a time, because it's, you know, it's the perfect time for me to inventory everything, to make sure I have all of my listings accurate, and, you know, if I need to add some pictures, because some of my items I need to add pictures with measurements. Perfect time for me when I check it, just to snap a quick picture of, you know, with a measurement. I just realized I don't think I have a measuring tape with me. Well, put that on the to-do list today. I need to get some sort of measuring device. Yeah, and then I'm gonna try to do something fun with the guys. I've been doing a lot of things to try to keep them busy, or taking them to library events and things like that. And somebody mentioned, why don't you put them in like a day camp or something like that? And it didn't sound too loud. Oh, good. And I explained, like, I looked into some day camps, and normally, you know, if we were not moving and stuff, yeah, I could put them into a, you know, a week camp of something, but it's like, moving is expensive. So I'm like, I really can't justify spending the money on that right now. So yeah, but the library system here in Austin has something going on at every single branch, pretty much every single day. So there's that. What was I wanting to do? I mentioned it and I can't remember. I want to get my nails done. So sorry, kids, you're going to have to come with me to do that. That's something for mommy. And then just, I don't know, it's raining, because we've been doing a lot of like, go to the pool because it's free, go to the library. We'll probably go to the library anyway, just to go to the library. But then something else, I don't know. Maybe I should go to that. Okay, if you guys watch Bunny Graveyard Girl, there's a shop here, and somebody else was telling me about it. Is it Janet? Somebody else was telling me, and it's called, what's it called? Unusual, what is the place called? Austin store. What is that store called? Uncommon Objects, right? So I'm thinking I might go to Uncommon Objects. Antique shop selling eclectic oddities, and she goes there, finds really funky weird stuff, and then I think they did like a video on another person's channel where they got to spend the night there because she knows the owner. So like, okay, I don't feel comfortable recording in there, but I'll go check it out. Yeah, explore the new city. We've been doing a bit of that, and we were really excited about it when we first got here, and then things just started sliding down. I think part of it was, like, when you're buying a house, I told my mom, it feels like whack-a-mole. You know, like you've got one person there, like they need all this information, and you get it, whack, 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 whack. And then you get to the next person in the line, and they need all this information, whack, 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 whack. And then it's like something's not right, one more thing, whack. You know, and it's like, and then I get to the point where I have everything, I think, turned in, and I'm waiting for the next step. And I called up the lender people. I'm like, what do I do now? You know, do you have everything you need from me? And the response I got was, oh, I haven't even checked my emails today. And it was like 4 something at this time. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get out of this. No, you got to keep on top of this. Come on. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go, I'm going to take the kids. They can bring their laptops or whatever, and we'll go get Mom's nails done. Lucky Lizard Curios and Gifts. That's another shop. Eccentric Gift Shop and Museum. Kids and Cats Unique Gifts. Sorry, I just like looked up weird stores in Austin. Okay, so maybe we'll do some of that. Okay, I was gonna do a couple of questions that was just off because I don't know. I was like, I want to come tell you guys how I'm doing because I had so many nice messages, but I also want to be helpful. You know, I don't know. Anyway. So I'm looking back at some of the questions. And that was another thing, too. Last night I called my sister, so that kind of helped. Not to tell her my problems, but to listen to hers. So you have somebody that you can feel like you're helping. That's helpful, too. And I did get a couple comments about, like, going to talk therapy. And, yes, I have done that. It's been a little while. probably before the kids were born. But I'm all for it because I think getting it out is good. And then what was the other thing? Oh. Somebody mentioned, and I've talked about this before, medication. And and in the past, I have had, and it's something I really haven't really talked about a lot, but I have tried, and I'm not like this all the time, so I don't feel like I need to be on a constant medication. It's, and again, everybody's different. Everybody has different needs in that respect as far as their mental health. Personally, I don't feel like that is where I'm at. If I was in a really bad patch for a long stretch, but the few times I have tried it, and this may be a story for another time, but the few times I have, and I think it was Kate, somebody messaged me, I don't know if I should say her name, but she messaged me and was like, it sounds like you have an allergy to this particular strain of medicine, that I would have like adverse reactions. Like if it was supposed to calm me down, it would do the reverse. Or what was it? It was like Paxil. It was right after 9/11. I was previously married. My husband at the time was out of the country. I was like a mess at that time. And so my doctor I think it was Paxil that my doctor put me on. Y'all, I was hallucinating. It was bad, and they even messed with the dosages. I mean, I couldn't work. It was bad. So I know that was that went in a whole nother direction, but I don't know. And I'm just kind of like verbally letting things out right now. So thanks for listening. If you're listening, Peterson says, keeping up your routine, always find something to look forward to can help. Absolutely. And I saw you were geocaching. We love we actually have the geocaching app. So that would be fun. When we would go with our scouts, like I was like in charge of the geocaching for our troop. No, that's Girl Scouts Den, pack, whatever. And then, so I went to the Dollar Tree and I would get like Mardi Gras beads and all this stuff. Because some of the geocache sites, like you take a toy or you take a thing, you leave a thing, so somebody else has something to take. Well, a lot of times if they have that, we've got 20 kids with us, they can't all take something out. So I would bring like a big container with like Mardi Gras beads. So when we found it, everybody got a little trinket because it was, I don't know. Anyway, we would leave something in there. It's fun. So I bet there's a lot of geocache sites around here in Austin. And Bob says physical exercise. Yeah, absolutely. Art and maker therapy. Yes. Oh, thanks so much, Rags. Yeah. And I was doing that too. Maybe this sounds weird. So I'm looking at pictures of the house that we're buying online on the website, right? And I'm trying to like decorate it in my head. And I'm not a big decorator at all. It's very piecemeal and whatever I like, kind of eclectic. So I've been looking at like, how am I going to do the front porch? What am I going to do with the schoolroom? And that's what made me think of it, is that our schoolroom, I think I'm going to try to do it more like a makerspace. Because we do some traditional, educational stuff, but I really want, with my guys and the way they learn, it's more doing and hands-on and stuff like that. Yeah, the geocaching, sometimes it's a piece of paper and you just like log that you were there and stuff. So yeah, that's always cool. Oh yeah, Dan, and that was another thing with the meds. Like there was one that, I can't remember if it was because after that I tried that Paxil, when they switched me, and again, this is not medical advice, this is just what happened to me. They put me on something else, Zoloft maybe, I don't know. And when I was trying to get off of it, I was like, I had like physical, and it was only for a short period. I was like shaking, I couldn't stop. It was horrible. It was really, really. So that's why I'm just like, no. When I went through my bout, and again, I don't know, let's talk about this. Back before my kids were born, there was a lot of where I was having panic attacks like every single day, and this is when I was going to talk therapy. And my therapist at the time was like, well, maybe you should think about getting on something, and I was like, no, I'm going to get we're going to do this without. And, you know, it took longer probably, and it was hard, but we did it. We did it. Yeah, and again, this is just like really a lot, and just what happened to me. I don't know. It's like maybe I should talk about some of these other things, or maybe not. So I feel like it helps, but then, yeah, see, you've been on Paxil for 18 years, very low dose, saved your life. It's totally different. And then I mentioned this before, and I don't want to mention the person's name that reached out to me, but she said that she had the same thing happen, and that the Paxil and one of the other ones that I had tried were all in the same class of medicine, and she had the same thing happen. Her doctor told her that she basically was allergic to it, you know, and that was going to be, like, she couldn't take medicines in that class of medication. So, yeah. Connie, as far as making up new geocache sites, I think you just, once you get on the geocaching app, because there's an app, there's a couple different apps, but I think you can log, and then you just create it on there, I think, or maybe you have to go through their website, but you can create your own and put it in there. We thought about doing that in our neighborhood, because in our old neighborhood, there were about 3 geocache sites, and we were thinking about, there was like a wooded area, like getting a little birdhouse that we could put, but then like wasps could get in there. I don't know. Anyway, that would be a surprise. Geocache, you found it. Open it up and like, wasps. That would be bad. So I don't know, and I may share more later with stuff because it's helpful to some people, and I know some of it's not. You know, my channel is mostly about reselling and making money and things like that, but I feel like this has been helpful for me and helpful for others, and so I might. Let me know what you think. You know, because I've been thinking about it for a little while, sharing my high school story. I have a high school story, which I can tell you, but I can tell you the whole story later. I'll tell you later. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Well, I mean, basically, it's. I don't know. Maybe I've told you this before, but I am not a high school graduate. So, and that it's just an interesting journey, because you might be surprised to learn that a high school dropout could become a teacher and stuff. But anyway, there's a whole story there, but there's that. Okay, I think I'm going to go now. I'm going to get my kids rounded up and go get our day moving and get out of this apartment. So, because, yeah, I mean, my whole reason for wanting to tell some of my stories is that anything is possible, you know? And just when you think you're at your lowest, and just when you think that you've made a horrible decision, or even if you don't realize it at the time, that there's no way out, and there's no way to turn your life around, and everything that there is. So, yeah. So anyway, I'll probably tell that story sometime soon. Yeah. So Peterson says, if you have a favorite food, get some ration it so you have a special treat when you need it. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Have a really good day, you guys. And oh, thanks, Trish. Trish says, I don't resell a lot, but I come here to watch Martyrs and Film with family. I feel the same, and I appreciate that. So, and it does, not that it makes me feel better to see that other people are struggling, but it makes me, pardon me, I don't know, feel like I'm helping or something. So, and again, didn't come on here just to dump again, but just like, I just wanted to share, my main thing was find something that makes you feel like you've accomplished something. So I did that this morning when I cleaned the apartment and put on makeup. So yeah, all right. I'm gonna go, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a really good day. Bye, buddy.